Hey, y'all, and welcome to Savvy Maven. If you're new here, I'm Janisha, and in this space, it's all about faith, it's all about identity, it's about leadership, and simply becoming, especially in seasons that don't really look impressive on the outside. And so today, I want to share with you from the subject of something in me is shifting this year. And I don't have any big announcements for you right now. I don't even have a finished story, if I can truly be honest, but I could feel something is shifting inside of me. Even as we lean into this new year, um, I know that something is transforming inside of me. Like the way I used to respond to certain situations, I don't respond anymore. How I am positioning myself in relationships with people, picking up those red flags and being a little bit quicker and shutting things down before they get out of control. I'm learning a whole lot about myself. And so I just want to share this video with someone today that may need encouragement or just not to feel like they're alone as they are navigating this journey and this walk with the Lord. So I will honestly say that this season of my life, not necessarily just being this top of the year, but this space right now in my life has been a low emotional season for me. And when I say low emotional, I don't mean to sound like I'm numb or depressed or checked out from the world. I mean quieter. So I've been less reactive. I've been less frantic. I'm not spiraling out the way I used to. I used to crash out really, really bad. The last summer, actually, it was a very rough patch in my life. And so I found like right now in this season of my life, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to force answers. I'm not trying to rush God on any process. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have those anxious thoughts that pop up in my mind. But the word says to take captive those thoughts, okay, and give them back to the Lord, reminding me that He is in control, that it's normal to have these thoughts come up every now and again. But as long as I don't dwell there, then I know that I'm going to be okay. And so for me, I've been in this reflection period, and that reflection looks a lot like sitting with questions that I have instead of running from them. I used to run from the questions that I've had. I used to try to answer my own questions. Again, it was a control thing where I thought I had to figure everything out on my own, but I had to come to realize you are a daughter of the Most High God. He is there for a reason. Like, use Him. He wants to be used. He also wants to be used by me. Like, He wants to download what it is that He has for me, and He wants me to share that with His people. And so I am actually spending time in that reflection and letting those moments actually silence me and actually teach me. And so what I've also been doing in this season is that I've been letting God surface these patterns that I keep rehearsing in my life instead of trying to analyze everything to death. I have gotten so much better. And I don't know anybody else that may be out there where you feel like you have to overanalyze every situation because you don't want to upset God. You don't want to make the wrong mistakes. You don't want to spend 40 years trying to accomplish an 11-day journey. And so you find yourself overanalyzing the situation because of the past mistakes and the consequences that you had to suffer, all while not keeping in mind that the word says that we will have trials, but the Lord has overcome them all. He's overcome the world. So the things that we traverse through in life, we honestly don't have to overanalyze each and every situation. We need to be wiser. We need to be quick to turn and repent for those things that we know are not of God. But we don't need to know. We don't have to be in the details. God is in the details. But He gives us discernment. He gives us the Holy Spirit. He gives us patience. He gives us mercy and grace. And so as long as we know that we have that, we don't have to spend so much of our time that we will never get back trying to overanalyze all the details. And so for me, I have grounded myself, and this grounding looks like truly just staying present in the right now, training my mind not to overthink or to worry about tomorrow or even what's going to happen in my future, because that's not up to me. I have to remember that the instructions that God gives me, if I honor those, and as I go through life and make those steps through life, God will course correct me as I go along the way. So as long as I stay grounded in the fact that I need to worry about today's bread. I'm asking the Lord when I wake up every morning for his daily bread. I don't need to ask for yesterday's bread. I don't need to ask for next week's bread. I need to focus on the day that he has given me and to stay present in that moment. Also, it's doing the next right thing. So if God downloads something in my spirit and I feel like it's the next right thing, then that's what I do. I don't need to worry about, was it a perfected next right thing? I just ask myself these questions. Does it honor God? Does the next thing that I believe God is telling me to do honor him? Does it draw people closer to the Lord? Does it respect me and my body? Does it respect the other person that's going to be affected? And just do the thing and not worry so much about how perfected it is. It's also showing up to work. Showing up to work in the literal sense for the job that I do have right now. I thank God for that. But I'm showing up to work and stewarding what he has given me right now in this season. And I am showing up to work, meaning putting my hand on the plow. I'm giving it all that I have, no matter how tired I am, no matter how over a situation I am showing up to work. And that's also requiring me to show up here on my YouTube channel, to show up and use the voice that God has given me and not shrink with that. Okay. It's also showing up to life because life has been hitting me over the head like a bag of nickels, y'all. And I tell you, I keep showing up. I show up ugly. I show up crying. I show up not put together. I show up just really dragging on. I'm gripping the bottom of the Lord's garment at this rate, trying to show up for life. No matter how many topsy-turvy moments I have, no matter the highs and the lows, I keep showing up. And every day that God wakes me up, I committed to him that I am going to keep showing up for life. And I have to keep in mind, too, that not everything needs to make sense in order for me to keep moving forward. And I used to, for many, many years, struggle with, okay, if this doesn't make sense in my head, I started adding in other factors. What will people think of me? How will people respond? What about my past? What about the traumas that I've been through? What about my mistakes? And I allowed that to really fester over me, making progress and moving forward. And so I made a permanent decision that I won't live in that mindset anymore because it does me no good. It just keeps me stuck. And so if I've prayed for the Lord to really transform my life, help me discover who I am in him, give me a fresh start, he has done that. He has done that. So I need to count each and every time that he has never forgotten me. He's never forsaken me. Even when I thought I was at the last of it, because I'm like, God, I have messed up so many times. There's no way that I could be redeemed or forgiven, but God keeps his hand on my life. And for that, I am so grateful. And so as long as I remember that the Lord is on my side, I don't have to make sense of everything that I do moving forward. And in this season, I feel like God has also been adjusting my taste buds. Let me pause on this one because I have been, this is just an example. This is one example that I don't even have the notes on, but it's coming up in my spirit in relationship. So I have been single for over 10 years and I am patient enough to wait for God to send me my husband. I don't want to forge any relationship that God has not ordained for me because I've made those mistakes so many times in my life that it's like, you know what? As long as I have you, I'm good. I'm good with waiting. It doesn't mean that I don't try to put myself out there, like be in proximity for a man to find me. But I don't force that. And so what I had to learn in this last effort to try to date someone was that this person immediately told me after meeting him, immediately, y'all, meaning like less than 24, 48 hours, this guy was like, God told me that you're my wife. Sir, you don't even know my last name for real. Like, you don't know anything about me, but yet God told you that I'm your wife. God also speaks to me as well. And so, as long as I've been wanting relationship and companionship with someone that's after God's heart, someone that actually knows who he is, somebody that can actually be a true helpmate, it's like, oh man, I would hope that my man would tell me that God, in some sort of way, would tell me that God has already confirmed with him that I am who he's supposed to be with. But sir, I don't even know you. So it was like, okay, my taste bud in an old mindset would have been like, okay, thank God this man is identified, that the Lord has spoke to him, but it made me sit and pause and be like, okay, Lord, you speak to me also. And so I just noticed that my tastes have changed, because I have been all over the gamut with guys trying to come at me, and it's just not what it is. It's not God ordained. I can tell you that. Um, but yeah, that's where the Lord just had me go right now. But my appetite changing, meaning the things that used to excite me, they don't excite me. They don't hit the same no more. Like there was a season in my life where I thought hanging out with certain people was just what I needed to just pass time. But I've learned that hanging out by myself is some of the best time that you can spend. It's nice to be with people, from time to time. But I have learned that me sitting and waiting and craving on that more and more, I go out by myself. I do things by myself. I enjoy my time. It doesn't mean that I sit over in a corner and don't speak to anybody. Like it allows me to be free and have casual conversation, get to know people. But certain things and activities that I once did in my lifetime, my God, I am so glad my appetite has changed. Additionally, conversations that I used to tolerate now truly drain me. Like I have set so many boundaries in my life, not allowing certain subjects to come and consume my space. Like if you want to just dump on me, I simply don't have that kind of time. And I'm okay with putting that boundary in place and not being sucked dry when I'm already empty. So I have learned to fill my own cup and not to pour from an empty cup, and really be mindful of who I stay connected to. That if you are not adding to this over here, there's nothing that I can really do with you. Friend, family, somebody on the street. Okay. If you're not adding to me, you're taking, and I can't spend a lot of my time in that space, draining my life away. And opportunities too, like as I'm navigating a corporate space, looking for job opportunities that once said, on paper, oh my God, I'll be perfect for this. And the same companies that keep rejecting me, it's just a reminder that A, that company is not for me. B, that opportunity is not for me. Or C, God has something better, but I don't dwell there like I once used to. I used to get so super discouraged, y'all, about rejection, about, oh my God, this would be a golden opportunity, and then being overlooked for that. It's like, I don't, if it looks good on paper, but it don't feel good in my spirit, something's off. I stay away from it. I move away from it. I don't care how much the dollar amount is. I don't care how flexible the opportunity is. I don't care if somebody give me a paper saying, thus saith the Lord. If it doesn't feel right in my spirit, I shut it down immediately. And so it's like my appetite changing in this season is like what once was satisfying in your palate, you don't even want to eat that anymore. So like when I was pregnant with my kids, I used to always crave sour dill pickles and beef jerky. Don't know why, but after having my kids, I don't crave those things anymore. You can give it to me, but it just don't hit the same anymore. Kind of like that. So if it doesn't nourish your spirit, if it doesn't suit you, be okay with your appetite changing. As you continue to grow and evolve, and especially as you deepen your relationship with the Lord, your appetite will continue to change. So I just want to encourage somebody that don't think, and when people be like, oh, you changed, you different, you ain't who you used to be. Oh yeah, darn right. I'm not who I used to be, because I've matured. I've outgrown that season in my life, and I will continue to grow. Okay. So if anybody trying to come at you with that, just let it be what it is, sis. Some people, like they say, everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't go with you, and you will change, and you can change your mind. You can change your heart posture, especially as you continue to deepen your relationship with the Lord. And one of the last things that I want to say here is that this shift in my life, for many of you, can feel confusing. At me, sometimes is a little confusion. Like, God, am I on the right? Am I on the right place? Am I in the right area? What am I doing? And that's because you're not used to trusting yourself. I spent a lot of time not trusting myself, because of the mistakes that I've made in the past that have cost me so much. And so now I'm having to learn how to, for one, trust God more. to trust him more than my own thoughts, but to also trust myself and trust that anything that I do it may not be comfortable for somebody else. It may make them very uncomfortable. It may not suit what they expected me to do, how they expected me to respond and show up. And that is perfectly fine because my life is not my own. It belongs to the Lord. And if God has given me things, then I need to trust him. I also need to trust myself and what he has given me, the instruction that he has given me. I'm learning too that trusting is also how alignment begins. Because if I am not trusting the alignment that I keep praying for, God, order my steps, that's not going to work. Okay. And being in alignment with his will oftentimes can make you extremely uncomfortable. It's like, God, I don't want to do that. But if you are trusting and believing and you put your life in his hands, it all comes with that territory. And knowing too that as you trust God and that you're getting into alignment, that God doesn't always change your situation first. Let me say that again. Getting into alignment with the Lord, trusting in the Lord doesn't mean that your situation is going to change first. You may still be in the midst of a valley and hell is boiling over in that situation. God may leave it just like that, but you still have to trust him, still trust that he's aligning you. As long as you keep surrendering and sacrificing your will for his, you're going to be all right. And that was very tough for me to swallow. But at this season in my life, it's almost like one of those, what do I have to lose? I only say that, and don't take that the wrong way. It's because I've tried my way for so long. I have been in control for so long, negotiating and bartering with God for so long. I have nothing to lose but myself at this rate. And if I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose it, if you will, according to society standards, at the hands of God. If it's not my will, that doesn't mean that I have lost, although it may feel like a loss and a void for me, but I trust that God, what he has for me, he's going to give me better. So that's what I mean by that. Okay. And sometimes I realize too, as I keep navigating this space with the Lord, is that he will change my appetite. He will change what I'm hungry for. He will change what I thought I wanted and that I needed in my life and give me something more plentiful, more filling, more fruitful. Okay. And so that's what I wanted to share on today, is that something inside of me is shifting this year. I'm going with it. I'm trusting God with it. And if something feels different inside of you, if you feel like God is moving something inside of you, trust that. Okay. If you say that last year was trash, the year before that was trash, this year is my year, or however you're doing that, at any point that you're watching this video, trust that God, if he's shifting something with you, embrace that. Okay. Honor that. Remember that you're not losing momentum because God is changing the trajectory of your journey. Okay. You think that everything that I did back then was for naught. No, it was actually building you for such a time as this. And you're not losing momentum if it feels like, okay, God, I feel like I'm backpedaling. I feel like I'm slowing down. I feel like I'm not making the progress that I should have made. Keep moving forward. But honestly, spend time in his word and he'll reveal that you're actually making progress. Okay, because sometimes you have to slough off those things that you keep trying to carry with you, that you're packing a bag that's way too heavy for the journey anyway. And so know too that you're being recalibrated. That's something I actually had to own up, is that I am being recalibrated. And what I've prayed for, I was very specific in my prayer, but I didn't say I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. That is one thing that I did not pray. I wanted to be in God's will and his way. And I know that requires some sort of change. So that's all that I have for today. If this aligns with you, I love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is God shifting something in you in this season? If so, let's support one another. And yeah, that's all I got. I will see you in the next video. Until the next time, stay savvy, stay faithful, and keep trusting God. I'll see you soon. Peace.